Okay, are you ready for the parabola part 2? Okay, I'm looking in your book on number 34, page 701, and here's the particular problem. And again, I can tell by looking at this that this is a parabola that either opens up or down because the x is squared. Since this is negative over here, I actually know it's going to open down. And the vertex, notice nothing is happening to the x or the y, and later, I will show you the difference. In fact, I can show you real quick in the book. Do you see the difference here of there's things going on with your x and your y? Here your vertex would actually be 1, and this would be a -5. Okay, it's whatever makes 0, so that's not ever changed at all. Here, I'm getting ready to do this one here in a little bit, but your vertex, notice your x value would have to be 2, and the y value would have to be -4. So here your vertex is 2, -4. Same thing here. You can just see that things are going on. And so this one, your vertex is simply 0, 0. So love that because it keeps things really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come down here to my little graph, and I'm going to put in my vertex, and I know it's going to open down. So just real quick, I'm going to do a little quick, I'm going to erase this here in a minute, but this is my visual. That's why I'm doing it in pencil. Okay, I know it's opening down. So that means my focus is going to sit somewhere in here. Okay, I got to find it, and my directrix will be somewhere up in here. Now, here's what I already know. I know the width of my parabola. Okay, when we think about diameter, what that means on a circle, it's the distance across, the circle through the center. Well, on a parabola, this is the distance, the width of the parabola through the focus. And it's always this value right here. And I don't care about this positive or negative. Just look at this value right here. The width would be 20. So let me go ahead and figure that. Now, to find P, take the number that's right in front of here and set it equal to 4P. So divide both sides by 4, and you can see P would be -5. This tells me I'm going to go down 5 to find my focus. Okay? So I'm going to go down 5. So I'm going to go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my focus. So I'm going to put a little F right there so I remember. Okay? So if I'm going to go down 5 to find my focus and realize that's the value of P, I'm going to go up 5 to find my directrix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, went off the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. That is not a point. It is a line. So go ahead, make sure it is part of your graph. If you leave that off, you will lose points. You have to graph the directrix. Okay, you've never had to do that before. You have to do that now. This line, notice it's going through the y-axis, so it's the line y equals 5. So they're going to ask that here. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Y equals 5. The directrix is a line. Okay, the focus is a point, and it was the point 0, -5. Okay. Your axis is symmetry. It's going to be the same on the left as it is on the right. This is your axis of symmetry. Notice it always hits the directrix. It's a perpendicular to the directrix. And it's going through the x-axis, so it's the line x equals 0. Okay, the only thing I really didn't graph, I already know this is a parabola that opens down. It's pretty stinking wide. Notice it has a width of 20. So that means I'm going to have to go over 10 on each way. Okay, now my graph does not go that far, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my parabola pretty stinking wide right here. Pin's already dying, and I would probably label this 20. I know this width in here through the focus right here is 20. Okay, so this width right here is 20. I know that again because of this number right here. That's the focal diameter. It wants to know these endpoints over here on my parabola. Okay? Well, no big deal. First of all, you should be able to see it from your focus. Think about this focus. You went this direction. Okay? So think about this. If you go over to the right 10 units, all right, you take your focus. Here it is. You're going left to right. So add 10. So one time it would be 10, -5. And I'll go ahead and write that. And one time you would take your focus and subtract 10. So it would be -10, -5. And you can see that on the graph. Okay, so you've got that. All right, now let's try this one. This is number 36. Here's the deal here. Notice there's not a 1 in front of here. You've always had just a boring 1. So the first thing you've got to remember to do is divide both sides by 3. It's not really in standard form yet. So I'm going to do that. So I've got y squared equals 4x. All right. Now, my vertex is 0, 0. My focal diameter is this number right here out in front. So my focal diameter is 4. How do you find p? You take this number, whatever's out there, set it equal to 4p. Solve for p. Divide both sides by 4. You can see that p is, I'm going to write that again, p is 1. Okay, so when you get ready to graph this, since it's the y that's squared, you know it's going to open to the right. This is positive, so I already know that. So I'm going to come down here. Whoops. Here it is. I know it's going to open this way. My p is 1, a positive 1, so I'm going to move to the right 1. And that's my focus right there. In fact, you can already see that point. It's the point 1, 0. So I can go ahead and fill in my focus right here, 1, 0. I also know since my width is 4, my focal diameter, from your focus, I'm going to have to go up 2 and down 2. Let's see, 1, 2. I'm looking through my screen. And this right here is your parabola. Make sure you go through those. Those are the endpoints of your lattice rectum right there. So you can kind of already see that. And since I'm going up and down, you're going to add 2 to the y value. So go to your focus, add 2 to this. Notice that would be 1, 2. And 1 times subtract 2. That would be 1, negative 2. You can do it mathematically, just like that, or you can look at your graph. Notice I went 1, negative 2. Okay. Actually, those are my endpoints. I need to put that right there, sorry. My directrix is the line. Notice if I went over 1 to get to my focus, I'm going to go over 1 to get to my directrix, but my directrix is not a point. My directrix is a line, and it looks like it's the line. It's going through the x-axis, the line x equals negative 1. So I'm going to cross this out. My directrix is the line x equals negative 1. My axis of symmetry is what goes right here through the vertex, and that is the line y equals 0. So that is it. Pretty simple. All right. I think I'm going to make that one it.